Studio B, and welcome to SB native Pete Dal Bello. I'm Pete Dal Bello, and I'm with my lovely co-host, Jetsive Sandoval.
Pete, you shaved off your goatee. Are you trying to look younger for me?
Well, yes, I did. I don't know if it worked, though.
It didn't. Keep trying if you want.
Okay. Well, Jetsive, you know, I like to read the Montecito Journal for many reasons.
I'm guessing one of the reasons is because it's free.
Oh, yeah, that's one of them. And another one of the things I like to read about is real estate. Everyone knows that Santa Barbara and Montecito are expensive places to live. But I found something in the classifieds of the July 5th to 12th issue of the Montecito Journal that says a lot right there. You know, let's put the ad up right now, and I'll read it here. It says, Santa Barbara Cemetery cremation plot for 1 to 2 urns in the much desired Ocean View area with ocean and mountain views. Asking $20,000 includes transfer fees. And you just see, it's ocean and mountain views. The person's cremated. How are they ever going to enjoy the views? I don't understand.
I don't either, Pete.
Area. So even cemetery plots, expensive. So check the ad in the Montecito Journal if you're interested. That's the July 5th to 12th issue. And
that's honestly too much.
Okay. And now we'll talk about a couple people that are very much alive, aren't we?
Yes, the 2 people that are very much alive retired from the TV show here on Channel 17 after being on the air for many years.
That's right. Ernie Solomon and Fred Klein were both friends of mine. Ernie Solomon hosted Ernie Solomon Live for more than 20 years and 600 episodes. The 83-year-old is known as an outspoken civic crusader. An immigrant, he came to this country from Germany in 1939. Ernie was also a mentor to me, giving me advice on a variety of things. I remember when I told him that I was going to have my own show, and he said, "It's about time." As Nick Welsh reported in the Santa Barbara Independent, another free newspaper, you know.
Yeah.
And Solomon had a passion for railing against stupidity and ineptitude. He takes greatest pride in his shows that highlighted various diseases that help people. If we saved one life, it was worth the whole 20 years, Ernie Solomon said. And Fred Klein hosted a TV show called Literary Gumbo.
Aw. Well, in addition to his show, Fred also started the Little Library that side, the free library. Little Free Library. It's outside the TV station here on 329 South Salinas Street. People can bring books. They can bring books. People can take books. It's an amazing service that has been helping this community for so long.
And it's also free.
And it's also free, Pete.
My favorite price.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's right. And it's amazing how many things I can afford. Isn't that something? But I remember when Fred was starting his library, and I told him, I said, Fred, you've done many important things in your life and helped many people, but this is one of the most important things, at least in my opinion, because I know this part of town. You know, there are some people in this area that are so poor that they can't even afford to take a bus from here to the East Side Library. So the fact they can come to your library, Fred, and get a book for free, that is really wonderful. And if we could start more people off reading at younger ages, they'll develop a lifelong love for reading like you and I both have.
Oh, yes.
And they'll definitely be not only enjoy reading and enjoy what they're reading, but also be more informed about what's going on in the world.
Definitely.
And Fred Klein is 95 years old. Years ago, he was the vice president of marketing and executive editor of Bantam Books. He hosted Literary Gumbo for 7 years and did 227 author interviews. One of those authors, who Fred is interviewing in the clip, is Tracy Shawn. You're going to meet Tracy after a word from our sponsors. Tonight, we have our special guest, Tracy Shawn, who is an author and speaker. T-Bay, help me welcome our guest.
Tracy, hello.
Hello,
welcome.
Thank you.
Tracy, you moved here from Malibu. What brought
Yes,
you to Santa
Malibu.
Barbara?
I went to UCSB and I graduated in 1970. Oh no, 1984. I started in 1979.
You're getting younger as the show goes on. We just started.
young.
You
I'm
might be
so
18
young.
when the show's over with.
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
a miracle.
That would be.
I
Good
would
thing
like
we're
that.
catching all this on tape.
Yeah.
The fountain of youth. So you went to the UCSB.
I went to UCSB,
What happened?
and what happened? I don't know. What didn't happen there?
What didn't happen? Oh my God! Maybe we could have a whole show about that.
No, I was quite boring there. But I ended up being a sociology major and graduated, and I wanted to stay in Santa Barbara, and so I did, and worked a different job to stay here.
And then you have a master's. It's a bachelor's in sociology,
Right,
and a
right.
master's
in clinical psychology from Antioch.
Uh-huh.
And yes, I'm trying to get my dates right. I can't remember when I graduated from there, but it was local Antioch.
Okay.
When it used
okay.
to be at that restaurant, Blue Azul.
Blue Azul?
Blue Azul.
Azul Blue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I never did get licensed. I was too thin-skinned. I just, when when I was interning, I just felt like all the problems would just come right in, and I could not get them off. And so I realized it wasn't for me to be a therapist.
I see. And Tracy, I did my research.
You did.
I always do my research.
This is a good
And
thing.
I found out that you've had many jobs over the years.
Yeah, I
and
have.
I'll read them.
Okay.
We might.
Yeah, because I won't remember.
You've actually worn more hats than I have worn, I think. And
I
got a lot of
some of them.
a lot of hats.
Yeah.
So let's see. You're a bus girl.
I was
so is
a
that
bus
like
girl.
a bus boy but female?
Yeah, cleaning up
feminine. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were a busser.
A waitress.
A waitress.
Flower stand operator.
Yes.
Traditional floral designer.
Yeah.
Sports shoe salesperson.
Yeah.
Behavioral counselor. Receptionist, typist, secretarial assistant, vocational rehabilitation counselor, core counselor at a psychiatric center for schizophrenic adults, nutritional consultant, and over the last decade, a freelance writer and novelist. Let's see. So, which of those careers did you like the best? And it must have helped you with your writing, with all that varied background.
It did, especially when I decided not to become licensed. I thought, ooh, that was 2 years of grad school I had to pay for and go to, and the 2 years of internship. I mean, I did like the experience, and I felt like I had learned a lot, but I'm one of those people where there's some people that have this career, just straight career path.
It's like a roller coaster for you.
Yeah, but not too many highs, more like just a windy road.
You sound like you have an interesting memoir coming out of you someday.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've heard from so many people that they got themselves a master's degree in clinical psychology just to find out they had attachment issues, and then they went off and did a different career. I hear that way more often.
The wounded healers.
Right.
No, I run into people where I went to school, and a lot of them are in real estate. Very interesting, yeah. So yeah, and I don't feel too bad. But then when I started writing fiction, I had a really good ear for conversation and the backstory of what was going on for the characters. So that I'm very grateful for.
Oh, well, Tracy, so you wrote this book.
I wrote that book.
The Grace of Crows.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get it on the
Get it
screen.
on the
There we
screen.
go.
There you go.
The Grace of Crows. I know Pete bought this over 3 years ago because he kept the receipt.
That's right. I got proof to her I actually paid for it.
Yeah, he actually paid for something.
You didn't just.
Can you believe that? This cheap guy actually bought something.
I didn't get it from Fred Klein's library. I actually paid for it a few years ago.
So I feel very honored. Very honored. Okay, thank you.
Could you tell us about the book?
This book, The Grace of Crows, is I tied to two things. One is the protagonist in it, Sailor, suffers from debilitating anxiety, and nothing is working for her. And I suffered from really intense anxiety, and through the years it's decreased. And interestingly, writing that book was the best therapy for me, even though it wasn't a memoir. And then the other key to the book is that the character, Sailor, meets up with an old childhood friend who has since become homeless. He's living under a pier in Malibu. And I did have a childhood friend, a very wonderful guy that was so sweet and beautiful spirit. And through the years, I would think about him, and then I found out he had become homeless. And I heard through the grapevine that he had died while I was working on the book. I don't know if it was like how years before or during, I don't know, but and I don't even know if I could never really confirm it, but so I put those two things together, and I liked how that made my character change, meeting up with him. So.
Yeah. And then, and Tracy, a lot of people don't realize that I can be really positive when I like something.
No,
You know that. I know a lot of people at City Hall that don't believe that, but it's true. Jessica can confirm that. She'll tell you it's true. I can be positive. And I actually wrote a review on Amazon.com about your book,
Okay.
The Grace of Crows.
Was it positive?
And it was positive. Yeah, I gave it a perfect rating. And here's my review. I printed it out.
Okay.
And this is from September 28th, 2014. And it says, I really enjoyed reading this novel. I rarely read fiction, but once I started reading, I couldn't stop. The characters, dialogue, and locations are so well written that you feel like you are right there in the action. When that happens, you know that you are enjoying a good novel. Anxiety sufferers will feel that they aren't alone as they follow Sailor Crawmore through her journey. I highly recommend this book for anxiety sufferers, those that care about them, and anyone who enjoys reading novels. Excellent job, Tracy Shawn. I hope that you write many novels. You have the talent to have a long and successful career as an author. And actually, 2 people found this helpful.
That's good.
And I know, Jetsevi, I guess it's you and someone else, I guess.
Maybe it was me.
Maybe it was you. I might be sitting with everybody that found it helpful. I don't know. But Lucy was my favorite character in the whole book because she was funny and always had... I always looked forward to what she was going to say and her response to everything. And the character you mentioned, her friend, that she wound up meeting up with again, that was, I won't spoil it for anybody, but that was, it really helps drive the story. It really helps drive the novel along. And, and like you mentioned, so your own anxiety, and hopefully we're not causing you any anxiety.
I mean, I was a little anxious getting on TV, but
we
in a
give
good
almost,
way.
we cause...
Good thing.
Good. There's such a thing as good anxiety.
And you do have to push through sometimes and do things you're scared to do. You just do, because then you're just going to get more scared of other things. I realized that.
Is that your own experience why you found Sailor's anxiety so compelling?
Yes.
Is that somewhat autobiographical, or is it she's just a separate
somewhat,
character?
I mean, some of it is exaggerated, but the feeling of anxiety is very similar. The symptoms may be a little different, but the feeling, yeah.
So she'd be someone you probably would get along well with if she was a human.
or we would
or beat each other up.
Yeah, anxiety on anxiety.
We would just be like crying on each other's shoulders
until you both get anxious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
or we're just so bored with it all.
Yeah.
Because you get to a point where it's like, okay, enough already.
And there's and like you said, it's the Grace of Crows, and the crow itself is kind of like its own part of the book. And what's the fascination with crows? Why is it called the Grace of Crows?
The Grace of Crows. And by the way, someone on social media was complimenting it, and they took the R out by mistake, the Grace of Cows.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Everything.
I loved it too. It made me laugh.
Well, I never seen a cow have anxiety, so that
might be it.
Yeah, that
So
would, you know.
to go back to your question, sorry.
The farmer would if it's not providing enough milk, though. You know, I come from a family of dairy farmers.
They probably do get stressed out. I don't want to go into that, but crows. Crows. I've always loved crows ever since I've been a little girl, and I think I've always kind of felt like, sorry, family of origin. I've always felt a little misunderstood in my life. And crows are so misunderstood. So many people don't like them. And in movies, you'll oftentimes see, I've noticed this all the times, and you're at a graveyard, they're going to have the crows cawing up above. They're always, you know, the evil or they're bringers of death. And really, in actuality, crows and ravens are the smartest birds.
They are.
And they mate for life, and they take care of their family, and then I think their relatives come and help take care of their babies, their great parents, and the other part of it, that character, Sailor, is having a hard time saying what she's feeling, and she's always saying she's sorry, and crows, they're not afraid. When you hear them cawing, they're not afraid to voice what they're feeling. So there was that too. There's that.
I've seen them on the east side, right there, a whole bunch of them lined up on the telephone wire. Not the telephone wire, the the wire up there with the poles. And one time, somebody actually shot one of them.
Don't tell me who.
Okay, I won't.
Because I will get in their face.
Okay, I won't say. So
and it's illegal.
It is. It
just
wound up
so everyone should know this.
In our backyard, we found it. Someone shot it.
Did all the crows come and then look and look sad?
I found it later on. It wasn't me.
So like I was telling you, I was telling Pete the other night about crows. That there is that university study that they did where the guy wore like a Neanderthal mask and they, threw rocks at the crows and the crows recognized the face. Not only that, they waited until the crows like passed on to generations and they communicate through generations, right? The original crows, they were gone, they were dead. And so then campus, the people that were doing the thing, they put the mask on campus and the crows recognized the face. So that means that they tell each other stories through generations.
Yes.
Think about that. Yeah. So I feel bad for the guy who shot at the crow.
Imagine what's
he's gonna get pecked.
Oh yeah, and think of it this way, because I saw that it's a murder of crows, right?
The movie.
The movie.
I have that
the
one,
documentary.
Actually. Yeah.
And I don't know if people want to see it. I don't know if they can find it on YouTube. I'm not sure where they'd find it.
Actually.
Well, everyone go to Pete's house.
That's right.
Go to Pete's house.
Charge admission. It's not going to be free. You'll put it that
way. He's going to hopefully be able to buy my next book.
That's right.
Hopefully,
I'll be able to buy your next.
Ever comes out.
Yes.
But what was I going to say? Oh, the fact that the crows can recognize different faces. We don't. Unless they have like a white feather or something, we don't recognize them.
They're smart.
They may be smarter.
I tell people
they will overthrow us.
And raccoons are very, very smart.
Yeah.
Imagine if they got the squirrels in there too. We're
gone.
Oh yeah. We're done.
Well, we'll just. We'll stay friends with them, and then we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tracy.
Yes.
I must ask.
Ask.
Have you written any books since then?
Yeah.
Maybe The Grace of Cows.
There you go. See, we're helping your career out. See, you should come on more often. We could help you. We could be like your muse.
The think tank here.
Think tank. Who needs agents
and
when
we
you
won't
have people
charge
like
you.
us?
I know. I wish you guys were literary agents.
What 7%? We'll give you a break.
Oh, that would be great. Could you guys become literary agents?
Why not? We do everything else. So.
Okay. Maybe.
I'll just sit back and let Pete do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does all the work.
You could do the PR.
I'm just a pretty girl.
So yes. So I have written another book. I've been querying it. I won't say any names, but an agent has it right now.
Okay.
And I'm waiting, and I hate waiting. I don't like the waiting. But worse for me is the not knowing. Yes. I should make sure she sees this if she hasn't gone back to me, because. Yes. But I also know this.
She'll be a good fan of the show. Oh, good. You do a lot of
I've
research too.
I
Good.
researched
I like that.
because she asked for a full manuscript, and I'm waiting to see if it's a pass or if she wants to represent me. And so I've nudged her twice now. I'm waiting for the response. But I also know that agents are extremely busy. I can't even begin to guess how many emails. They probably can't even see them all. They have so many to respond to. So I'm not taking it personally. But I hope I get an answer either way, because I don't want to be ghosted.
I'll take it personally for you. How's that?
Okay, you do that for me. So that's the story on that novel right now.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you used to be a journalist.
Well, I guess you could, yeah.
So you haven't closed the door on that career? Is that what I'm asking?
No.
Hopefully you're continuing with that.
Yeah, I wrote for what was Beacon used to be. Newshawk used to be Beacon as a weekly paper, and I did travel writing for them, which was really fun. And then when Newshawk became Newshawk Online, I wrote environmental articles on sustainable living, and then did some more articles for them. And then I told Bill McFadden, I got to just focus on the novel writing, and which I kind of wish I hadn't done. I wish I had kept writing for them. But I still write articles, but just to get bylines now, mostly for Psych Central.
I see.
Yeah. So before we go, I just want to make sure we get this in.
Okay.
You are a public speaker.
I am a public speaker as well.
So what do you normally talk about, your topics of choice?
Mostly about anxiety. And I've written and I've delivered a keynote speech now, and it's called From Stressed and Scattered to Calm and Centered. And it's not so much talking about anxiety, but about how to overcome stress in mainly the workplace and personal life. Yeah. So.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Time has gone by so quick.
It has. Thank you,
I'm going to mention our sponsors who help make this show possible. Town Associates, Pawnee Vino, Via Vi, Dal Bello Investments, Tino's Italian Grocery. They help provide these beautiful Pizzelli Italian cookies. Dr. David Inman, who's the best chiropractor in town. He's in Victoria Court at 1221 State Street, Suite 24. Patrice Serrani, who's a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway on Coast Village Road in Montecito. Sheer Delights Lingerie and Accessories at 422 North Milpas Street, Suite 2, where sensuality begins. The International Chiari Association, the Craftsman District, and Dal Bello Productions. And also remember to join us every Mondays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Both days and times are on Channel 17. And finally, in closing, make sure to follow us online, connect with us on YouTube, where you can see all of the episodes of this show. Search Dal Bello Productions, and remember to like our Facebook page at SB Native Pete Dal Bello. I want to thank everyone for watching. Good night, everyone, and good night, Irene.